Time, and we are starting a study in Proverbs. On Friday, we introduced that, and we looked at first and Solomon and how he became wise and how he was able to gain wisdom from the Lord. So when we study Proverbs, how I do it is I look at the day of the week and the day of the month, and there's 31 Proverbs, and there's usually 31 days out of the month. So I have a little riddle: a proverb a day keeps the devil away. So as we study and walk through the book of Proverbs, we're going to use the date to be able to find the proverb that we can use and study. And so today it's the 4th of May. So we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 4. If you want to find your copy of God's Word, Proverbs chapter 4 in verse 25. If you look at the whole proverb, it's a father's wisdom. A father is giving wisdom to his child. And so we want to be able to understand that this is a father talking to a son. As you find Proverbs 4:25, we want to remind you a couple of promises and a couple of principles to study. The first one is Proverbs are principles; they are not promises. Just because you do this, they are principles; they are not promises. Second of all, Proverbs contain two lines or statements. These statements either compare, contrast, or complete the thought of the first sentence. They're meant to be easily memorized and understood, and then they're written to young people so that they will gain wisdom. And wisdom is the application of knowledge. So by now you should be in Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 25. It says, "Let your eyes look forward, fix your gaze straight ahead." I want you to think of a time that you either were distracted when you were walking, you weren't paying attention, and you tripped over your own 2 feet, or perhaps you were driving down the highway, perhaps I-95, and there was someone who was weaving and swerving, and you were able to get past them, and then you look down or look across and you see that they are texting while they are driving. They are not having their eyes gazed forward and fixed, and therefore they are weaving around. Take that proverb, take that principle, that mindset, and let's walk into the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 25. Let your eyes look forward, fix your gaze straight ahead. There's two ways, two different avenues I want to talk about with this proverb for the next couple minutes of ways we get distracted. The first one is we get distracted when we allow our eyes to wander, and that is what the Bible calls lust. And what happens is Solomon is telling his son to look straight ahead on the road of righteous or right or correct or even moral living. Keep your eyes fixed straight ahead. You have your destination of the right living. You know the principles. He's teaching his son principles to be able to have right living or correct living. And he says, I want you to look at that and don't allow yourself to go to the left or to the right. Don't look at the wrong things. Don't allow impure things to distract you. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 6 that the eye is a light to the body. David said in Psalm 101, I will set no evil thing before my eye. With these two other verses that we've brought in, Jesus really makes it clear that the eye is the light to the body. And what we allow through our eye goes straight to our heart. Just as our mouth is a direct line to our stomach, so our eye is a direct line to our heart, and we need to guard our eye. We need to make sure we watch where our eyes go, that we don't fall and wander into lust, because a person who looks at impure things will develop an impure heart. And we don't want to develop an impure heart. So therefore, we need to watch and make sure our eyes are fixed or gaze straight ahead, not looking and lusting after things we shouldn't. The other thing that happens is sometimes we can become distracted from our goal. If we're driving down the road and we begin to look away to adjust the radio, to address an issue with a child, to look at our phone, which we shouldn't do, we become distracted from our goal or from our setting, and it diverts attention from what is important. We also lose sight of the goal and we begin to wander off course. And then when we wander off course, we get into bigger trouble. If we're going back to that car illustration, when we begin to wander, we hit the loose gravel on the side of the road, and then we can end up in a ditch. We can end up in the median. We can hit another car, and we get in big trouble because we have been diverted. The same thing happens with our life. When our eyes begin to wander and we aren't looking straight, our life can begin to go off course and we can get into the weeds or into the gravel and get sucked into a ditch. So we never want to lose sight and focus on the goal that we have. Paul tells us in Philippians chapter 3 to forget what lies behind and push forward towards the mark for the prize of Jesus Christ. Our prize, our goal should be to continue to be like Christ. So as we finish this devotional time this morning, I want to end with a song that I remember singing. I'm not going to sing to you. That's for karaoke time on Facebook, but I do want to read you some of the lyrics of this song that I remember hearing. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down in love. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Let our eyes always look forward and let our fix our gaze straight ahead. If I can help you in any way, please reach out. I hope you have a great Monday and that it